thing, a productivity gain in everyday language. We have spent the last decade building things but not people. What are your views on this story of the economy, also from an agriculturist point of view?
I think there's, if anyone is saying that the economy has grown, surely, I don't know why our leaders take Kenyans for granted,
Yeah.
you know. How would the economy grow with, first of all, this high level taxation? The 3 million Kenyans that are on payslip are heavily taxed.
Yeah.
These are the payslip, these are the incomes that support a lot of people. You know, they send money back home. There's a lot they do. The extra, the money that remains out of your salary, that's what people do, investments and developments. Go to the business people. High taxation has reduced importation. Prices of commodities imported have gone up. Purchasing power has gone low. So I think that's wishful thinking. The economy is not doing well. How do you measure how our economy is doing well? It's from the people. It is not in a boardroom somewhere with documents, you know. You live and walk in the streets. You live and use a Bolt. You live and use a boda. You will feel it. People will tell you things are tough. Cash flow is less. In this administration, more and more leaders are stashing money out of the country. So where is that cash flow increasing? You know, once you're pulling wealth out of the country, you're shrinking, you know, what can be shared locally. So I think they do these reports as a gimmick, or what's the word? For me, it's just a PR thing, but the economy is not good. It's not reflecting in the lives of people. Lives have not, the quality of life has not improved. Because, or like, is there more money kwa mfuko ya mwananchi? No, there's no money.
How do we get money kwa mfuko ya mwananchi? Because you would say that wealth probably is concentrated at a certain group of people, and money isn't really necessarily trickling down to the common mwananchi. So from your perspective, what should enable money to trickle down to the common mwananchi?
Create a good environment, reduce the taxes. The taxes currently are unsustainable. In a normal Kenyan life, business should be more friendly. You know, now after you talk about the 3 million that are employed, come to the number of people doing SMEs, you know, small businesses here and there. The taxes should not drain what they have. From a farming point of view, when there's excessive importation, farmers are stuck with their foods. I was in Narok, Mount Narok the other day, and I met a farmer by the name of John, who has invested millions in wheat farming. But when you go to the warehouses, the wheat is rotting there, you know, because of excessive importation. Because now look at what is happening to the rice farmers in Moya, not just Moya, in Busia, in Awendo, you know, where Kenyans are growing rice. When you excessively import, and we are importing tax-free, you know, like we are meeting, yet when you go to the warehouses of local farmers, mchele imejaa huko, it's not yet consumed. So you asked me, how do we ensure there's more money in a Kenyan's pocket? Is reducing things that steal the money away. You know, no, if the money is in your pocket, you're able now to do developmental things, education. I wouldn't call them luxurious things, but just things out of your comfort. After you've eaten, after you've slept and paid school fees, now there's the next tier of things that you want to do in your life. That way, you know, and the quality of life of Kenyans is improving. But right now, people are barely eating and paying school fees and just having a shelter. So now you see the small income they have is completely it's completely
It's
taken.
completely spent.
It's
And
completely spent.
yeah, and most of it is spent in taxes, and taxes
Exactly,
do not do
exactly.
what
Excessive
it
taxes.
says that it is supposed to do.
Yeah.
There is another story here, and putting up a show, Duale and DCI smile for cameras in graft war. Now, Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale tried to wash his hands of the Shah scandal, theatrically dumping files on the DCI before the press, but refused to take all questions because of the now tired and age-old excuses that answers might jeopardize investigations. What do you really think is wrong with our with our health system?
I think, oh my goodness, they make us do so much theatrics.
Yeah.
I think this is just a theatrical show. Shah was never meant to work.
Yeah.
From the word go.
What do you mean it was never
It
meant
was
to work?
never meant to work. Okiya Omtata is in court actually suing Shah.
Yeah.
Shah is actually a conduit of stealing public money. Most of Shah money is in France. It just gets out of this country and goes. Shah was never meant to work.
Yeah.
The systems themselves, there's a court case, right? I don't know how quick that court case goes, but the money collected through Shah is actually not in this country. It's it just it just goes. And the way they select who benefits from Shah. There's a group of Kenyans who actually benefit from Shah.
Yeah.
It pays bills, but a majority of Kenyans with, say, a bill over 200,000, they pay 5,000, 6,000, 30,000. So it's very selective in its implementation.
Yeah.
Because it was never structured to work for Kenyans. So you cannot expect it to work. Hospitals that are stealing money from Shah, I think it's just a diversionary tactic.
Yeah.
They want you to look there, not look somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is all diversionary, and Shah money can never be stolen because it is, I mean, it cannot be stolen by the small fish. This money is all going to a particular place.
Yeah.
The systems of how they clear payments when you're doing Shah, come on, you have to give, there's a code that comes to your phone. There's such a process before Shah, I've taken a patient, and before Shah pays.
Yeah.
So they just don't want you to look somewhere else. So they're bringing your attention on this. But and when you say Duale has washed his hands, even in this whole thing, you can't even look at Duale. There's the bigger. There's the bigger picture. There's a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture. Since when was Shah money going to a low-level tier bank? Because there are laws that stipulate these things. These are funds. These are funds that belongs to Kenyans.
Yeah.
So there are laws that govern how these funds are supposed to be managed, and all those laws have been broken. Money is leaving this country. I'm telling you, in big chunks. So these are just theatrics. Shah was never meant to work from the word go. What you see right now is just a theatric, and a lot of what money that leaves through Shah is actually the big fish money. So hii tu ni small screen. Wanataka tu muangalia hapa, usiangalie pande hii.
And it is a tough time being a parent or school head. Now, when education is reduced to political pledges, parents to cash machines and learners to collateral, the dream of free schooling turns into an illusion and a burden for caregivers. That is a story that you find on page 4 and 5 of the Standard this morning. Have you been able to take back your children back to school, if you have any, that is?
Of course, I do. I have managed to take my kids.
Yeah.
Thank God for the blessings God has given me.
Yeah.
They are in private schools. And
Thank God indeed.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned about the county governments, how do we audit the 2 billion? Now we are talking about education. Education is a national government. It's under the national government. There's a systemic rot in this country.
Yeah.
We've never had issues with education. Kibaki had free primary education. Capitation for secondary schools was never an issue. As per our constitution, education should be free. But there are things you don't touch. You don't touch health, you don't touch education.
Yeah.
I think the agenda in this administration is to make as many, most of the poor Kenyans not to access education.
Yeah.
Because there are things you don't touch. You don't touch health, you don't touch education. You can imagine right now we are having discussions about capitation. And this is the
2025
second week. This is the second week of school.
of school year.
Yeah, this is the second week of the third term.
Yeah.
Don't you think this is a sad situation?
Indeed it is.
Yeah, education is very pivotal in a country.
Yeah.
You don't play with education because this is the future of the country. So in that same light, of course, I'm sure you know about the higher funding model.
Yeah.
A lot of children that have come from poor homes, or let me not even call them poor homes,
Yeah.
less privileged backgrounds,
Yeah.
will not get university education. In the villages, people have done all the fundraisings they can do to try and put 1 or 2 children in university.
university.
They can't even do it.
Yeah.
This is now a communal effort because government has perpetually failed to do what it's supposed to do. And I think this is systemic. It's a systemic, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
It is it's institutionalized rot. You know, like you create things in the system to just make sure everything
Things doesn't
crumbles.
work.
Yeah. So and then we are busy here with making noise. You know. No funding model, computation is not there, you know, SHA is not working. So they keep us busy in the theatrics.
Yeah.
But even the systems themselves, the kind of laws they pushed up there, they are not laws to make sure that these things are working. It is a sad day to be a Kenyan that we are discussing about computation not being given to schools. And school heads contemplating if we should send the children home.
Yeah.
And this conversation was there even in the second term.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good place to be at.
Wow. That's what's making headlines in the dailies this morning, and that sums up the Standard as well. When we come back from the break, is Okiya Mtata going to do anything different?
Oh, yes.
And are the systems going to be different? That is the conversation that we're going to be